Honorable Oh, an honorable mention to office hours. We had a lot of math and stat professors who hosted their office hours in the center, which is a great way to bring students to the center and get them to know the resources available and get them to know us, right? And who are we? Well, our director is Barbara Barone, which many of you may already know. I'm Sheana, and we also have our admin assistant, Chrissy Graham. But the face of our center is all of our tutors and our circulation area staff because they're the ones that are in it with the students and they're helping them out, helping support them, and getting them the things that they need when they first come to the center. We are located on the seventh floor of Cooperman Library, but of course, here are our digital locations, our website, our email, and you can find us on Instagram at Hunter Dolcani. I'll send that information in the chat. I've answered 3 of these questions, so I'm going to try to hurry up because I know I have less than a minute left. So these are our hours for the DMLC. We're open every day. Our Saturday and Sunday hours we're still tweaking. And then the big question is the why. Why do we do this? This is why, right? Math has been an academic barrier on almost every level of academics, and our center is here to try to eliminate that. No barriers allowed. We know that they have dreams and goals that go beyond our math courses, especially if they're not math majors. And so we want to eliminate math as a barrier, period. We know that the care of the future is ours, and so we want to make sure that we are caring for the future. And then, oh, that's it. I think I was going to tell you how we get these things done, but the same way everybody does, right? Lots of emails, lots of caffeine, and of course, coming together and collaborating with everyone that we can. So thank you to those we've collaborated with. Excited to collaborate with more of you. And if you want more information about our center, here's our bit.ly and our website.
Perfect timing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Ader?
Thank you. And I'm actually not doctor. Just Leslie Ader. Sorry. I'm Associate Dean in Student Affairs, and I chair the student care team, which is what I'm going to talk about as quickly as possible today. The student care team, which was formerly known as the behavioral response team, is basically what it now sounds like, given the name change. We're a committee that receives referrals from members of the community who have concerns about students. And those concerns can really range from student was going to class and they sort of dropped off the map to issues that are more substantive. It's made up of a number of us from within and outside of student affairs. We've got Justin, who's actually in this meeting, who is a representative from conduct. We've got the director of conduct. We've got Staci, who's also here, who's the director of counseling and wellness, another counselor, Sandy Clarkson, who's our faculty representative, public safety, and Office of Disabilities. And we basically come together on a routine basis, weekly and more, to evaluate referrals that come in from members of the community who are concerned about students and are interested in getting some help. And that help really is, I mean, I sort of see this as an assessment and intervention resource. So not every single student about whom we receive a referral, we as the team will be reaching out to directly. That's going to very much depend on the nature of the concern, the level of risk. We're interested in history. We're interested in behavior patterns over time. We're interested in what things look like in different contexts. And so we make determinations based on all of those variables about what the most appropriate intervention would be. In some cases, we may in fact decide that we ourselves are a member of the, of our committee will reach out to a student, and what that typically will look like is either a phone meeting or an in-person meeting to discuss what the issues are, what they're struggling with, what they have concerns about, and what kind of help that they need. In other circumstances, our intervention is in the form of collaborating and consulting with the referral source and also potentially triaging. So there may be some circumstances, I think actually more often than not, where we'll have a discussion with the person who's made the referral and help them to have a discussion with the student to address whatever the issue is that has raised the concern. Other times, we will, instead of reaching out to the student ourselves, if it's sort of a lower level situation, or we think that it's triage to a more appropriate office, we'll mobilize the somebody from the Office of Accessibility, will mobilize somebody from academic advising. In yet other cases, sometimes we'll immediately triage to, say, Title IX, where the care team is not managing issues of sexual misconduct and what that office oversees. We will instead make sure that the referral is triaged to the appropriate office. And I don't actually see a timer. I don't know how much time I have, but oh, am I out?
Got 4
Oh,
minutes. Yep.
well, now I'm out. Wow.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Up next, we have Justin Muzzi.
Yes. Hi, everyone. There's two Justins on here, so make sure we differentiate. I'm Justin Muzzi. I'm the Associate Director of Student Conduct here at Hunter. The Office of Student Conduct, I dropped our website, our emails, as well as the different areas that we support across campus on. But I think the majority of the work that we do with our faculty here at Hunter is through our academic integrity process. So as you're teaching, as you're building your syllabi, you're going to include things on there about what our students can and cannot do as they're learning and growing in your classroom. And so whenever you think that a student has violated our academic integrity policy, whether they were cheating, you believe that they used AI, they were using technology they weren't supposed to, submitting somebody else's work, our office is who you're going to report that to. So one of the links that I dropped in the chat is to our reporting process webpage. But typically what happens is you have students submit an assignment, they're taking an exam, they're writing a blog, they're doing something for you, and you believe that the work that they submitted is not their own, was generated by AI. You saw them cheating during an exam or a quiz, whatever the case may be. You will report that to our office by filling out an academic integrity report form. On that form, we're going to ask you very basic questions. What's your course? What was the date of the allegation? What specifically did you see? And more importantly, what evidence do you have that you believe shows that this cheating took place? If it's during a test and they had their phone out, they were using their Apple Watch, they had their AirPods in, things like that, you're going to want to include that in there. If you're alleging the use of AI or that they submitted work that is not their own, you're going to want to provide a little bit more detail in what you're submitting so that we can compare what you believe to be student writing to what the alleged writing is or work is that's not their own. Once you submit that form to our office, we will initiate our process. We will meet with the student and then sort of see how we can get to resolution. The other thing we're going to ask from you is also what proposed outcomes you have. Is it a 0 on the assignment, a reduced letter grade, the opportunity to submit the work again, anything that you think feels appropriate within that process. And then we will run the investigation and we will try and resolve that. It's important to note that at CUNY, students have a lot of due process rights, and one of those rights is that they don't have to take responsibility for a policy violation. And in cases like that, we go to what's called a faculty student disciplinary committee hearing, where we present the facts to a neutral board of observers, faculty, staff, and students, and they ultimately decide if a policy violation occurred and what the outcome is. And so all I ask is that if you think that a student did something that violates our academic integrity process, submit that to us as soon as possible. If you're unsure, please reach out to us. You'll see our emails there. We want to work with you. We can do in-class presentations to try and be more proactive with students. We're also hoping to come to faculty meetings to talk more about this process in depth with you. But basically, if you think a student cheated, let our office know as quickly as possible so we can get that taken care of.
I am both so impressed by your
like-
offices and your timeliness. You all are acing it.
I feel like we're on a game show somehow.
Right. Amazing. Jennifer and Gina from the library.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for having us today. We're so excited to be here. And we are going to talk about it's at the libraries because there's more than just one. So let's talk about it. So first, who are we? Why are we talking to you? I'm Gina. My pronouns are she, hers. I'm a reference and instruction librarian. I'm also a liaison to School of Ed, Urban Policy Planning, Women and Gender Studies, Political Science, yada, yada, yada. We're right next to ACERT, and I'm joined today by my wonderful colleague.
Yeah, so I'm Jennifer Newman, she, hers. I'm the English and Humanities librarian, so I work with a lot of humanities departments and programs like English creative writing, Romance languages, classics, and philosophy. And I'm also right next to ACERT and Gina on the fifth floor of Cooperman Library. So libraries, you bet. The Hunter College Libraries is made up of all of these locations. So on the 68th Street campus, Cooperman Library is in the East Building. That's where we live, where ACERT lives, where a lot of these learning centers live. Within Cooperman Library, there are archives. Also on the main campus, there is the Zabar Art Library in the North Building. If you're not on the main campus, there also is a library, a social work library at East 119th Street and a health professions library at 60 West Street. And those both have librarians.
Yeah, come visit us at any of those locations. So what is in all the libraries? Well, we will tell you. There are librarians. Please connect with your subject's liaison for lots of different delicious, wonderful things, namely that we're here to help you with your course reserves, or help you to support with instruction. We're here for like your general research support for yourself, for your students, and tons more. So if you're unclear about anything regarding the libraries, just reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. The library is also home for lots of spaces for faculty. Your faculty spaces are here, and you can reserve them through the library website.
We also have reserves. So if you have required materials for your course, you can put them on reserve. There's more information on the library website, or you can ask one of us. We also offer all kinds of student supports. There are the learning centers on the 7th floor, which you have heard about. We also offer in the library technology loans. We have chat and email research help. We can offer in-person and online research consultations. We have study spaces, printing and scanning, etc.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But more importantly, everything you need to know is on the library website. We will be putting this along with our slides into the chat, but if there's a couple big things you take away from us today is that we are friendly and nice and want to hear from you. And that also this is our website and this is where all of our wonderful things are going to live. And with that, we want to thank you all very much for your time and attention today. Please get in touch. Again, I'm going to be sharing these slides in the chat momentarily, and it's been a blast. So thanks so much for giving us the time.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
neighbors.
Thanks.
Neighbors. Next up, we have Rebekah with the Rockowitz Writing Center.
Hello. Let me share real quick. Oh, I have to stretch first. Okay, so we only have a few minutes. I'm Rebekah. I'm the assistant director of the Rockowitz Writing Center. We are located between the Math and Science Center. So I know Sheana, I'm so sorry. Sheana just talked to us a few minutes ago. Angela's up next. We are a center that deals with the writing across the whole entire curriculum. Anything in the English language, we can help you with. We help primarily with academic writing, but also we work with creative writing and also business writing, things like cover letters, applications, things like that. Our very first slide, we do have a fully staffed peer tutor center. Like I said, across all the programs, arts and humanities, social science, STEM, and professional. Yes, there's writing in all those areas. Yes, students are sometimes frustrated when they find out there's writing in all those areas, but we can help them where they are. Literally, we have both in-person and online synchronous and online asynchronous modalities. So we can, and we have nights and weekends. So yes, our home base is the 7th floor of the library. We're neighbors of multiple other offices who either just spoke or about to speak. But we also work online for students who live far away or students who want, a Tuesday session. They're a Monday, Wednesday student. We'll meet them where they are literally and obviously also figuratively in their writing process. I want to emphasize that tutoring is not punitive. Tutoring is not only for those who need help or haven't done well, historically or even currently. It's for everybody. Normalizing help-seeking behaviors is really, really healthy, and we all need to do that, faculty, staff, and students. Although the tutoring center only for students, but still, it's a good habit to get into. And if you tell your students, hey, I use peer resources too. I have my peers read my work. We workshop, we collaborate, we all do it. So the more that we share that, students like, oh, I want to work with my peers too. It's really healthy. I always tell it to my students when I, obviously when I teach, but also when we do classroom visits. I do that I tell that to people as well. You can request a classroom visit. It's through, well, I'll do early alert first. Sorry. Early alert, you can let us know if a student is struggling or just would benefit from our help. Early alert right there. Also the QR code. I'll throw a link in the chat. We'll reach out to them. And rather than us just doing like a main blast to students, if they know that their instructor is concerned or think they can use support, that's really a lot more effective. And then my last slide here. With our website, I'm just going to open this real quick, so about 30 seconds left. If you go down to faculty guide, you can request a classroom visit. So I can talk about the things I talked about just right now and a few more minutes. We do about 10, maybe 15 minutes in a classroom visit. We can go through all these and let students know. Sometimes when a different voice, different face says it, it can kind of really connect with people. Just seeing somebody else in the room about these resources. And I think that's my time QR code website. I'll put my name, information, email, all that in the chat. Thank you for your time. And hopefully we'll see you on the 7th floor. Okay. Did it.
You did it. Thank you so much.
This is a fun challenge.
I feel like New Yorkers have an advantage because we can all talk really fast. Liz with the Humanities Action Lab.
Okay. Sharing screen. First challenge. Okay. My name is Liv Shevchenko, and I'm co-director with Regina Campbell of the Humanities Action Lab, which is newly at Hunter College. And I'm really here to talk to you about one special kind of event and opportunity that we have coming up this academic year. Climates of Inequality is a multimedia exhibit on climate and environmental justice that has been all around the country and is coming to Hunter. It's created by students and communities across the country, and it's our turn now to both host the exhibit, bring your classes, and use this as an amazing teaching resource. And also you have the opportunity to work with your students to add stories about environmental justice and climate issues in New York City. So that's the top line, and I'll explain a little bit how we got here. The Humanities Action Lab is a coalition of campus community partnerships that works together on public memory projects on urgent social issues around the country. So in each locality, there are 3 partners: a college or a university, an issue organization like a community organization, and a public space like a library or a gallery or a museum. But these are really represented by people who form these relationships with each other through this collaboration. And it's that relationships that's really important, that is formed not only locally between the collaborating institutions, but also across teams around the country. And we're excited now that we're here at Hunter College to really connect all the students and faculty and community organizations to what we call our national campus. We just arrived here at the beginning of last academic year, so we're just getting to know everybody still. So you can check us out in a broader way through that QR code. So Climates of Inequality is a project that invited students and members of the community in about over 20 different cities to look at environmental and climate issues in their localities in a whole bunch of different ways, literally by looking at the ground beneath their feet and the kind of legacies of toxins in the soil that they live in, to talk to advocates about how they've resisted environmental racism in their communities, to look at in archives historically at environmental justice movements, and then to understand what opportunities there are for students to get involved today. So classes of students, this is based in courses that are given across universities in many, many different contexts. And we, throughout the semester, are also linking people and connecting people across these communities so that they can learn from each other. Oh no! Oh my gosh, I screwed up. I'm the one who's bad. I'm just gonna
You can finish.
Okay, I'm just, the main thing
one
that I
more
want
minute.
people to know is that you can schedule your class to come to the exhibit, and you can add material from your classroom work. And I will put more in the chat. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The exhibit in the library is awesome. Highly recommend going to see States of Incarceration or bringing your students. Staci Ortiz, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Stacy. I'm the director of the Counseling Center. So we provide short-term mental health services and mental health adjacent services to students. So you can refer students and they can also self-refer for really anything they're concerned about. That can range from adjustment to college and stress all the way to concerns about their safety, suicidal thoughts, violent behavior. We will assess and triage each student who comes and determine if they need to be seen immediately or if they can wait for a scheduled appointment. Depending on the time in the semester, the wait is different. Right now, it's just a few days. Um, Also, if you have a student who's in crisis, there is never going to be a wait for an appointment. You can either direct a student who's reporting anything concerns of safety, or you can also call public safety and they will escort a student to counseling if we're open. If not, they will manage after hours on their own, but they generally get a student to us. So as I mentioned, all the services are short term, so we tailor to each student. So there's not really anything specific in terms of limits because we figure out what's going to be the need for each individual student. So we also provide consultation for faculty and staff. So if you have a student you're concerned about and you're not quite sure what to do or how to manage or what to say to them, you can reach out to us and we'll help you figure that out. We often get questions about referring to counseling versus the care team. If you're ever concerned about a student, say always refer to counseling. There are times you might also refer to the care team. I'm a member of both, so when you consult, I can help you kind of figure that out. So separately, we also provide mental health workshops. So these are generally, we have two sets. We have some that are weekly on Mondays and Fridays that are drop-in, and then we also do based on request from faculty, staff, sometimes student groups. There are a range of topics that are in the realm of mental health, like things like stress management, time management. Also, are very interested in working and collaborating with you. If you have something different that we don't already have prepared, we're happy to offer that. We also offer classroom visits so we can come and talk to students about the resources. Similarly, we offer visits to faculty and staff departments. We have a separate training for faculty as well called a gatekeeper training, where we help you to recognize and support students in distress and kind of figure out how you can navigate those situations as you're often the first line to see students before the counseling center. And the last piece we have is case management. So we are not a social service agency. We're not able to provide housing or financial supports. However, we are able to help direct students to resources that they might benefit from that they might not be aware of. Sometimes at Hunter, more often within the city. So you don't have to necessarily know what a student needs. You can direct a student to counseling, and we will triage and make a determination about what resources they might benefit, different supports. We very often refer to almost every single department on the campus and work very closely. So please give me a call if you have any questions, and I'll put my information in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have Keith from the Career Center.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good to meet you all. And let me just share my screen. So I'm Keith Okrosy, Associate Director of the Career Center. The Career Center is part of the Office of Career Success, and our team with the broader college community in the Office of Career Success is there to support our students as they are embarking on their careers and planning for their next steps. So I'm sure you may have met some students like this, and maybe even more so. The junior that is looking for research, but not really sure exactly what area, and they just know that research is important for grad school, or the senior that performs really well, but they don't necessarily have any experience on their resume just yet, and they're just about to graduate, or the sophomore that has real potential, but really doesn't see themselves pursuing careers in your field. And so for students across the board, their career needs are going to be different, and that will change over the course of their years at Hunter. And so as a career center, we are there for the support for students directly, as well as for yourselves, and really helping students manage their career development and exploration. So we support students on a number of different services, from career exploration, internship strategies, resumes and cover letters, mock interviews, LinkedIn and networking, helping them to build their professional brand as well as build their professional development strategies. And we also connect our students with employers through our employer partner programming, including our career fair and career week. And we also help them when they have, landed that interview and maybe have gotten an offer and they need to have that conversation about the salary and how to transition into the workforce. In terms of how we do that, we have a variety of different support services. Students can schedule meetings with us one-on-one. We're available on Navigate, and we also do have drop-in hours. We provide all different types of supports for students, whether it's resume critiques, mock interviews, one-on-one career advisement. We also have a ton of different programs throughout the semester, workshops, fairs, employer and alumni guest speakers, employer site visits. In addition to that, we have a lot of platforms that are available for students as well. Handshake is the go-to platform for jobs and internships. Focus 2 is a great platform that helps students to explore their careers. We do invite you to collaborate with us, so please do invite us to your class. We also can support with assignments, and we also have a lot of really great resources for faculty, including our Faculty Career Fellowship Program and Curriculum Innovation Grant. So through Hunter Works, you can apply to receive a stipend for career connected learning efforts in your classes and in your programs. And we also have some great programming through our Bridge to Internship Success to help ensure that students are preparing themselves for their next steps. A few takeaways: we encourage you to refer our students to the Career Center, collaborate with our team, apply for the Faculty Career Fellowship or Curriculum Innovation Grant, and visit the CUNY Career Connected Learning Faculty Resource Hub. All right, I'm going to put the links in the chat. Thank you, guys.
You did amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. We have Justin Tricarico here to talk about CDLIP.
Hi, everyone. I'm Justin Tricarico. I work in the Center for Digital Learning and Innovative Pedagogy. I'm really happy to be here. Our main function here on campus is to help faculty teach effectively or more effectively with technology. So if there's one takeaway I want you all to have from my brief chat here is you don't have to have a problem to call us. You don't have to be struggling with something or have difficulty. We want to help you use the tools we have available here at Hunter more effectively in your teaching. So if there's a pedagogical problem that you want to solve and you think technology can be a good tool to fix that problem, that's the time to call us. So we offer 4 core services. This is our website. Consultations. My colleagues and I are available for scheduled consultations every day of the week. You can schedule a time with us on our bookings page. We also, you schedule a consultation. You just pick whether you want to meet on Zoom or in person. You can pick one of us individually or just schedule with the first person available. Schedule a day and a time, and we'll meet with you. And again, we're available to meet with you to discuss anything relating to instructional technology. We also offer open office hours, usually multiple every week. And we also offer workshops, multiple every week. The workshops discuss course accessibility, making course content accessible, using Brightspace, Top Hat, Zoom, and some of the other technology tools that we have available here at Hunter. And they're given by my colleagues and I, and also sometimes from outside, from some of the vendors like Top Hat, I know offers a series of workshops as well that are listed here on this page. In addition, we offer course design camps multiple times a year. We have our Camp AI series, which goes over, it's a 3-day program on using AI in your teaching. I know we have some alumni from Camp AI here, so I'm glad to see that. And we also offer our module making camp twice a year, which will help you build modules, online modules for your course. And finally, we also offer assistance with recording. If you need to record any video or audio content for your course, we have space and staff and assistants on for doing that. So we can help you create course videos, annotated PowerPoints. We've even recorded some videos in the TV studio, in the film media department. For those, Keith can tell you, we recorded some of those for the Career Center. So if you need help creating video and audio content for your course, please do reach out. So again, I really encourage you to schedule time with us. I'll share these links in the chat, and we hope to see you on the second floor of the library very soon. We should be hopefully moved in next week, and we encourage you to stop by and pay us a visit. And thank you for having me for this.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the second floor is looking gorgeous, and you can visit both CDLIP and the Career Center on the second floor. Um, okay, Angela, you are up next.
Thank you. All righty, everybody. Woo! We're still in there. We're still listening. Can we see my screen?
Yes.
And all righty, so I'll just take it from there. Good morning. I'm Angela Padilla from the Skirball Science Learning Center. You can follow us on Instagram. This is our summer bridge program that we just had 8 days of math and science prep, chemistry prep from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're so excited. And what we do is we provide students the agency to do well and to learn. Let's see. Oops. So we provide peer learning, right? Students learn best from each other. So group peer learning, small groups from 1 to 8 students, sometimes more right before the exam. We supplemental instruction for bio 100 and 102. And now we're starting for the first time, yay, for organic chemistry. We're so excited. In-person and virtual sessions. Our sessions are all 90 minutes, if not longer. Sunday through Saturday. Sunday is only virtual. Review sessions, STEM Saturdays, a full day of chem to support the incoming freshmen. We even provide lunch so that this way they don't have to say, oh, I have to leave because I have to get something to eat. Nope, we're not giving them that opportunity. So STEM Saturday beyond, students have grown accustomed. At first, they don't like STEM Saturdays. Then they grow dependent on it. So we keep it on. So now we're doing it for other classes, Orgo, and the higher levels. So we also provide practice questions and mock exams, not past exams. So the students either make them up themselves, or I use for physics, I use the test bank. We teach students how to learn independently. That's really the key. STEM advising and networking for research and professional development programs. So we have different initiatives for students to learn and to gain professional skills as well. What courses? Bio, chem, nursing chem, general chem, organic, and basic physics with algebra. When we can get a calculus-based tutor, we will have it, but usually those students are so independent. And who are our learning partners? They're what we call peer learning partners. You might call a tutor. These are students who have taken the course at Hunter with an A- or better. Biology, because of its challenges, we accept B+. They are selected for their empathy, enthusiasm to support students, and also if they've already used the center, students who know the center run it better. And to support their students, you must know your students, right? So we pre-assess. We're always asking questions beforehand, post-assessing, and with the pre-assessing, we give them the information that they want to know, and then see how they respond. Feeding forward, feeding backwards. How we use Google Forms and Teams to support students. You must and motivate them. For you as professors, they're going to listen to that grade the most. But there's other things that you can do. You email, you text, you use Bright-based messages, you navigate campaign, and guess what? Then you do it again. I don't take no for an answer. And no for an answer doesn't mean apathy. No for an answer doesn't mean no for all time. So that's why you have to repeat yourself. And this is us in action. Thank you. Actually, I did pretty good. I'm so excited. And I will stop sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have Chad.
Thank you so much. Let me just share. There we go. Okay. My name is Chad Kaydo. I am the Assistant Director at the Office of the Arts. This is our mission statement. The Office of the Arts connects Hunter College students with transformational arts experiences, both on and off campus, and helps student artists build fulfilling, sustainable careers in the arts. Now, of course, what does that actually mean? We like to say we do 3 things. The first is we connect students with the arts in New York City. We hand out free tickets to Broadway shows, the Met Opera, the New York Phil, and other places. And that's for students of any major, not just art students. We also run a class where students go to arts outings like this for free and talk about it and write about it. That's called HUM, or Humanities 201, Explorations in the Arts. And we also try to remind students that their IDs are these magical cards that get them discounts and free admission to museums and all kinds of places. And we keep a listing of more than 30 places that have those discounts on our website. And then next, we support student artists and student arts majors on campus We sponsor an event called Hunter Underground that happens every semester. It's a student-produced art showcase of original work. We bring professional artists to campus to talk about their work and their careers, and we share internship listings, and we also fund some unpaid internships that students find on their own with money from a donor. And then thirdly, we advocate for a more equitable arts ecosystem, notably at two big events in the past 2 years under this We the People umbrella. We work with arts organizations, government officials, and artists around issues like access and ticket prices. We think working class and public school people should be able to afford to see the arts in New York City, especially when they're funded by the public. Developing spaces for artists to work, and developing a career pipeline for artists and arts workers from working class and public school backgrounds. And you can see more of that work at workingclassartists.org. We can also help if you want to take students to shows or exhibits or things in the city, and you maybe don't have a relationship with museums or theaters, we can help we may have contacts there and help you find good ticket prices. And then join us. You can learn more and stay in touch with us. We do a weekly newsletter that has free arts events on campus, cheap tickets to shows across New York, internship listings, and more. We also do monthly arts meetups in our office, open to everyone. You can find more information about that at our website or email us there. And also come visit. We have an office with 2 espresso machines, and we're always happy to pour some for you. We're on the 3rd floor of the Baker Theater building. If you go to the 3rd floor of Hunter East and you go to the library and then leave the library if you want, turn to the right and you'll go south into the Baker Theater building. And you can also follow us on Instagram, and please encourage your students to do that because that's where we do post a lot of the posters we also put across the campus for ticket offers and things like that. I did it. I did it. Thank you so much.
You did it. Thank you. You had me already, and then you double had me with espresso. So I'm coming to visit. Last but not least, we have Rebekah, who's going to talk about Navigate, which has come up a few times. Rebekah, are you unmuted?
There we go. I was trying
There
to
you are.
do it. And then I can't see the time. So, hello, my name is Rebekah Amada, and I am the Associate Director for Student Success Systems. I work alongside my supervisor, Brian Buchwald, the Associate Dean for Student Achievement, and together we manage the Navigate 360 platform. For short, Navigate. And this platform is something that we have thousands upon thousands of users using at our campus. We have advisors using it for advising appointments, faculty using it, faculty advisors, and students. Students use the Navigate app to schedule appointments with advisors and instructors, to see their holds, to join study groups, see where the different offices on campus live. And so it's really a platform meant to enhance our student success and help them to graduate on time and mitigate any issues and barriers that might show up. Something that was mentioned earlier by one of our speakers is early alerts. And so that is something that is tied to Navigate and really helps to mitigate any issues that your students might be having. And so here I am showing you the Hunter Navigate website, and you can go on here to get guides on how to use the platform. Advisors and faculty have different permissions, so some of the things on here you might not see yourself, and that's totally okay and expected. We have the production site here, this purple button. That is where your actual actions affect students. So I can show you what it looks like for a professor. This is kind of what it would look like for you. You can choose what term you want to look at, and it will show you what courses you teach. And if you scroll down, your roster, basically, the students in your courses. And if you want to send them messages, you can send them messages. You can add a note on your students. You can sync your calendar here. And then in this yellow button, we have the training site. So if ever you want to kind of practice using Navigate and see what it feels like, then you can go on the training site and you'll know that it's the training site because it says training and it has a yellow line on top versus the production has a purple line on top. And then on the site, we have that early alert section where you can learn more about how that works. And we have our FAQs. And so please feel free to email us if you have any questions about Navigate at navigate@hunter.cuny.edu. And welcome to Hunter.
Thank you so much to all of our presenters. You are amazing, doing amazing work here at Hunter for our students and our faculty, and I so appreciate you. We have some time for Q&A because our presenters were so good at being so fast. If you have questions, please raise your hand or you can ask them in the chat. We did have a question earlier about the faculty early alert system. And I would encourage you to just unmute yourself and ask that question out loud if you would like.
Hi, my name is Angela. I was the one who asked about faculty early alert. I know I was thinking about it when the fabulous student care team was speaking and it came up with Navigate. So I've only used it a couple times in the past just to kind of gently nudge a student who hadn't been coming to class. But I guess I'm wondering, how is it connected to, say, the student care team, if at all? How is it connected to Navigate? And what are some ways to, I guess, what are some good practices to use it to support students and make the most of all the wonderful stuff that you all presented today? Thank you so much. I learned so much.
I can start with a brief under 3-minute answer. The thing I think to keep in mind with the student care team is that there truly is no such thing as an inappropriate or isn't rising to the level referral. There's truly no such thing. We're really interested and invested in getting as much information about students and their well-being, or lack thereof, obviously, as we can. And so again, a good majority of the students the care team isn't directly reaching out to. We're deploying other resources or simply consulting with a referral source and keeping it on record, because again, that's going to look very different in terms of how we make a determination about what the most appropriate step is if we have 4 referrals about somebody over the course of 3 months versus only 1. So the early alert and care team are separate, but we want the information, and then we'll consult with you, which we'll do 100% of the time upon receiving a referral, to discuss next steps. Does that answer?
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I want to jump in with a question. I'm just curious about campus culture and specifically for